Hey guys, it's Rob again, back with another video. So, in my last video, I told you guys and showed you the issue we had with this Telecaster body after we had sprayed the gray Autoborne sealer, then base coated it in Wicked Colors Pearl Red, and then we applied the clear coat. And as we stated, there was a point where the gray primer sealer had cracked under not so great conditions in this garage. And I tried to fill in those cracks with JB Weld Wood Restore, and I sanded it flat. And I made the mistake of thinking that if I sprayed more gray primer sealer over the top of it, it would cover up the Wood Restore. Well, once we got to the final clear coating stage, and after the guitar had sat for a few days, the Wood Restore was telegraphing up through the finish. Now, luckily, there was a large section of it on the back of the guitar that was telegraphing up, but then over here by the horn and on the side here, like right around this curved section, there was some telegraphing up through the finish also. So excuse me, guys. So what I did, I took some Super Acrylics K600. I flat sanded the clear coat. I purchased another 4 ounces of Createx Autoborne Sealer Grey. I sprayed the whole bottle yesterday. Now, honestly, I did not think I was going to have to use the whole bottle, but unfortunately, and once again, like as I said in the previous video, it seems like it's just constantly something with this project, and I don't get it. But the spray gun I used over here, this Rongpeng R100, it's supposed to be the knockoff of the Spray It. I think the model number is the Spray It 33,000. I'm not sure. Well, that gun yesterday, I don't know what was going on. That gun was giving me all kind of problems. I was having problems with the needle having excess air come out. Now, I've heard bad reviews about that gun, but from the time I purchased the gun and I gave it a good cleaning and started, spraying finish, I had no issue with the gun whatsoever. Well, as I stated yesterday, the gun was giving me all kinds of problems in that spray booth. And at one point, even though it's a low volume, low pressure gun, at one point I was having a ton of overspray in the booth. Even though I had the exhaust fan going, we had a ton of overspray, which was really upsetting. Now, I did spray the whole bottle of Autoborne Sealer Grey. Now, from what I can tell, I've let the sealer, I let it dry overnight. Right now it's about 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, March 8th. Now, from what I can tell, it looks like to me the gray Autoborne sealer has completely covered the Wood Restore here, and it looks like it has covered the Wood Restore in the curved area. So that's good. I had a feeling that is what would happen. So what I did this morning, there were a bunch of, sometimes when you spray primer or a sealer in general, sometimes you can have, especially with the Createx Autoborne Sealer, you get a little bit of a rough texture. So I used to never sand. I used to never sand the sealer in the past, but to get a smooth, even finish and for the clear coat to adhere better to the base coat, I've gotten in the habit of I always use some Super Acelix K800, and I always sand the rough parts of my sealer. And like I said, it looks to me like the sealer covered up by the horns really well and by this curved area on the side. But the worst area on the guitar, now you may not be able to tell with this phone, but from what I can tell, I can still, like I said, you're probably not going to be able to tell on this video, but I can still see that really bad area a little bit. And there was a really bad area over here. And I can see a little bit of that too. Now, so now we're at a point where we have a decision to make. We could strip this whole guitar down again, sand it down and everything, and start from bare wood all over. But we have wasted so much time with this project and invested so much money in materials and this, that, and the other, that I think what the best thing to do, and this is just me, I am going to give, I'm going to give this sealer, I'm going to let this sealer sit for like a good week. I'm going to let the sealer cure a little bit, and I'm going to purchase more sealer, but this time around, instead of purchasing a 4-ounce bottle, I'm going to purchase an 8-ounce bottle. We're going to take this guitar back in the booth. I have other spray guns I can use to apply this sealer. I just honestly wanted a low volume, low pressure gun for my base coats and my sealers, to have better, smoother transition efficiency, from material to substrate. So I'm gonna let this sealer sit for a few days. I'm gonna let it sit. I'm gonna purchase another 8-ounce bottle of the Grey Autoborne Sealer. I'm going to take the guitar body back inside the booth. I am guessing if this comes together and works right, works okay, I think another 5 coats of the gray sealer should fully cover up those imperfections. Now I'm just guessing here. There's nothing guaranteed. The problem with primer and the problem with base coat, it never really, even if you fix dents and dings, the problem with primer or sealers and your base coats, they're never really going to hide imperfections. So the best you can really do is scuff up your clear coat if you're doing a repair or a refinish. The best you can do is fill your dents and dings, spray sanding sealer over the top of it, then apply your primer or your sealer, and then your base coat, and then your clear coat. And that's really the best you can do. If you see a little bit of imperfection coming through the finish, it is what it is. Well, I totally screwed up because I never should have applied that JB Weld Wood Restore over the top of this gray sealer. I really hurt myself doing that, but I thought I could cover it up. I thought I could hide it with the sealer, and that was wasn't necessarily a rookie mistake on my part, but we should have been doing some research before we did that. But like I said, I'm going to let this sit for a few days. We're going to come back, apply a few more coats of sealer over the top of this, and then we'll let that sit overnight. We'll come back and sand it flat again, and we'll see where we're at. Like I said, the front and the side, it looks like the sealer did cover up the imperfection, from what I can tell. But I really truly believe, I'm truly hoping that a few more coats of gray sealer should get the job done. If it doesn't, then as much as I hate it, again, I didn't want to do it the last time because, like I said, my wife keeps preaching to me, and if you're going to do a project, do it right. But I've also learned, there also comes a point where sometimes a decision has to be made, because if you're just going to keep going back and fixing things and spending more money and more money and more money and more money, I'm telling you, you're going to drive yourself freaking crazy. So I have another can of Spray Max 2K Clear supposed to arrive tomorrow. I have some leftover Wicked Colors Pearl Red. I should have enough to spray the body again, but the problem is I think I left it out in the garage a little too long. So I may go get some fresh base coat. I don't know yet. But we're going to let this sit for a few days, come back and spray a few more coats. And if that does not fix the issue of that Wood Restore telegraphing up through the finish, then it is what it is, and we're just going to roll with it. So, but that's going to be it for this video. Also, just to let you guys know, even though I haven't had the chance to take it out of the box yet, I have purchased the latest GoPro 13, Hero 13, with the Creator Edition, so we can get away from having to use our cell phone to make these videos and start giving you guys some good quality content, so I can start getting some subscribers. I only have a whole 3 right now. But I have to go back into my Facebook account. Wow, I'm really tired this morning. I have to go into my YouTube account, and I have to go in and change, certain things to try to get more views and stuff. But that's going to be it for this video. So hopefully the next video will be this thing fully base coated again, and clear coated, and we'll be ready to do the level sanding and the polish sanding and the buffing. in just a couple of weeks here, we hope so. But that's going to be it, guys. Have a blessed day. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. And we'll see you next time.